this will be a sample class on the nature of accounting. So I'll cover 4 topics. So to know what is the nature of an accountant, we want to know what the accountant does in a company, what the accountant does in society, what is the history and future of accountancy, and who are the customers of accounting. Okay, so the role of accountant in a company is to count everything lah. So accountant count means everything that can be counted will usually be counted by the accountant. Of course, it will be counted by some of it will be counted by other people. Like, for example, stock. Stock is under warehouse, so warehousing will count the stock, but the data that the warehouse counts will have to be passed through the accountants. Sometimes even the accountants will count together with the warehouse personnel. Like cash, of course, the whoever is the cashier will count the cash lah, but sometimes the accountant will come to count at the year-end balance cash, for example, right? So even anything you can think of lah nowadays, it can be tangible property, it can be investment property, it can be stocks, like shares, number of shares, it can be Bitcoin. All these things will be counted by the accountant lah. So this is most people in the company are doing things. They are not counting. Yeah, they are trying to sell things, they're trying to produce things, they're trying to deliver things. Yeah, so the accountants are the ones who will count lah. Okay, so historically accountants have been counting things in Egypt as well. So why is there a separate finance department? Okay, so there are 5 reasons I can think of. Okay, the first one is it will be a distraction to get everybody to count, to be so concerned about counting. Because let's say you are a footballer, or let's say you are a badminton player, when you are playing, you need a referee, you need linesman to see whether the shuttlecock go outside. You need a referee to count, to keep score. So it's the same with the players. The players are there playing. The accountants or the analysts, so to speak, we are like the spectators lah. We see who win, who lose. Like a match like that lah. But we keep track of the score. Okay. So they are check and balance. Check and balance means we want to prevent money from being lost. We cannot ensure money is being generated. We cannot control the revenue part, but accountants can control the cost side lah. Means minimize or optimize costs. The third one is accountants handle the general ledger. So this general ledger contains all financial transactions. So anybody who wants to make any decisions, they have to go through to the general ledger. Okay, whether any department lah, whether you want to buy things, whether you want to sell things. So because accountants handle the general ledger, okay, because the general ledger is so accountants have a lot of information. Whenever you hire people, traditionally that is under HR. But because salary goes through the finance department, right? Because it goes through the general ledger, so accountants indirectly have access to this information, HR information as well. See, any department generates and produces and spends money. So basically a whole company, there is no personnel which doesn't have any financial information. So it's all captured by the finance department. Okay, whereas if you work in any other department, you won't see everything. You won't handle all the departments, because like I said, so it's a very powerful position lah, so to speak lah. Okay, maybe you call it powerful, maybe you call it nobody want to do, so you do kind of thing lah. Up to you to see it the way you want to see it. And also the fourth one is accountants are trained to use certain tools that nobody else can do. Okay, engineers or even finance graduates, they don't know how to use all these tools. So without knowing how to do budgets, product costing, cost of capital, balance scorecard, profit and loss, these tools give the accountant the ability to monopolize, the accounting lah. Okay, whether these tools is useful, whether it can help, definitely it will help to minimize cost lah. Like I said, it is designed to minimize and optimize cost, but it is very to yeah. So and management must make the right decisions. So management will have their own feelings. They may make it based on the people decision. It is right for, let's say, the people. Right? I want to give everybody a $50,000 bonus, let's say. You know, it is good for the people, but the accountants will step in with the economic rationale to say no, this is not right for the economically. You know, the company will make losses if you give too much bonus. Right? It can be the production may want to do a very expensive product, or they want to cut costs and do a very cheap product. Whatever it is, they are thinking in terms of the product and maybe in terms of the customer. But what is the bottom line financial impact? The economic rationale will be provided by the accountant or the finance. Okay. So so in society, what is the role? So if accountants contribute to society by contributing to the company. So we have to ask, what does the company do, right? So the company is there to produce goods and services. So when you have goods and services, then you have everybody is happy lah, customers, suppliers, government, and all that. So indirectly, yeah. So public practice is a different thing. Public practice is like a accounting firm where the accounting firm helps the company accountants do things that the company cannot do by itself lah. So today it is like taxation, auditing, sometimes outsourced bookkeeping, sometimes consultancy, management consultancy, like McKinsey. Yeah, McKinsey used to be an accountant. Right, the founder of McKinsey is an accounting professor. So all these public practice lah. So and government, you see, you must understand the government has adopted laissez-faire or laissez-faire, like you call it, lazy lah, a policy of leaving things to take their own course without interfering lah. You Google, I get this Google definition. So it's basically every man for himself lah. Okay, the government won't give you food. If you don't have food, you don't go to the government. Government, please give me food, right? You don't have food, that's your problem, right? So and also capitalism lah. Capitalism means the government allow private individuals to set up companies lah. So for example, Tenaga Nasional used to be under government, right? But of course, they let it be owned lah by the private sector lah. Okay, so because of the government policy, we see that the private sector or the businesses are producing a lot of essential goods and services, right? Like food, utilities, healthcare services, education. Yeah. So we are a lot of companies are, semi-government in that sense. We are producing a lot of services that the government doesn't have outsourced. So in the wider society, we see accountants are quite important lah, okay, because companies are important. Yeah. So the history of accounting, we can say it started in 1500 lah by this Italian guy. Italian is a mathematician, but before this, there were no double entry. This Luca Pacioli developed the double entry. Last time they just record in separate books. Maybe they have a sales ledger or sales journal. They will record all their sales, and then they will have a receivables ledger. They will record all their receivables lah, who is their debtors, how much people owe them lah. But it doesn't balance. The sales ledger and the debtor ledger, they don't care whether it balance. They don't care whether it balance with the cash account, right? They don't care whether it balance with the profit and loss statement. So this Luca Pacioli is the one who invented the 5 elements in accounting: asset, liability, income, expense, and equity. He's the one who link all 5, and all 5 must be balanced in the end. Okay, before this, so now commerce grow very big after this period. And then calculators was invented, like 1960s . So before calculators, you want to plus, also you do, if you make one mistake, then you have to count all over again, right, to find out where's the mistake. So calculators also is almost the same thing. It only happened when computers came along with spreadsheets. So when you have computers, then you have very easy to count lah. So now you can see in 1990s, then we have ERP system, right? So only maybe less than 50 years ago lah, that accounting became very so-called important lah. Okay, before this, people don't even have to keep accounts, right? They will travel, like traders will travel from China, India, Arab, even from Portugal, from Netherlands. They will travel to Malacca, but they don't keep any accounts. Um, right? They just look at the ending balance, or I made 10,000 kilograms of gold. That's it. That's my profit. But how much is my sales? How much is my cost? How much is my cost of goods sold? Nobody cares. Okay. Yeah. So it's not so important lah traditionally in accounting. Okay. As in not as important as today lah. Today is very important because of the invention of computers. Today with AI, it's even different lah. AI can do a lot of things for you lah. Okay, I won't go into all this because this is meant for accounting students lah. Okay, but you can read up if you want on AI. And so the point is we want to be different from AI. We cannot allow AI to take away our jobs. Correct? So we must know what humans can do that AI cannot do. So humans have the creative ability lah to do something, the things that computers cannot do lah. Okay, computer can look at A, B, C, D, and can tell you A is number 1, B is number 2. Which is the best is A. Computer can do that, but computer cannot give you A, B, C, D. The A, B, C, D, the creative thing comes from our humans lah. So far lah. That's okay. So humans are we have to be different in the future. I'm saying in the future, we need to be different even among our humans. We have to compete. Okay, it's a competition. Okay, so now fourth one is who are the customers. So to know who are the customers, you know who we are. Accountants are just employees. Okay, the customer is the company lah. Okay, we don't say our customer is my boss, is my manager. It's very dangerous lah. Okay, because if you say it's your manager, how about your manager's boss? How about your boss's boss? Is that your customer? Then if you look at your biggest boss, then how about the shareholder? Isn't the shareholder your customer also? How about your so everybody, in the sense, all stakeholders lah. Okay, we have to take care. See, the third point is we want to take care of all stakeholders. But to do that, our starting point is we have to understand who is the company. Okay, and the second point is what is the company's role. The role of a company, like I say, is to produce goods and services lah. If a company doesn't produce any useful things for society, right, or if you then something is then the company is useless lah. Then it's useless, right? So we want we need a purpose lah. So number 2 is the purpose. Number 3 is the way lah. The way is by taking care of all stakeholders lah. Okay, this is my a lot of people get confused in this. They will think I'm here to play office politics. I'm here to rise up the corporate ladder. I'm here to make more money for myself. I'm here to be rich. So everybody is also here to be rich. So all of us here are here to be rich. Everybody want to suck money. Everybody just want to be rich, but they don't think of what is the role of the company, right? It is to produce goods and services for society, for the customers lah. So then only you can take care of stakeholders, correct? Now, without a purpose, you have no link lah to the stakeholders. You don't know. It becomes all about yourself. So it is not about yourself as an accountant. It is about the stakeholders. So the stakeholders are everybody lah: shareholders, employees, customers, suppliers. Okay. So about myself, I've been working for 10 years. So more than 10 years, so I can teach any academic syllabus you want, because I am in doing my master. So as I'm in the masters, I have all the syllabus lah. I already have all the syllabus in the accounting and finance background topics available to me. So I make it interesting, relevant, and I am also a tutor, or I can be an outsourced accountant. And yep. So come and learn, whether it is to get A or just to get new knowledge or anywhere in between. I think it will be suitable. Okay, this is my email. Anything you can contact me. Thank you. Bye.